All right, it's Dr. Stan Harris, known as Dr. Breakthrough, the author of the powerful book, How to Build a Big Team Fast, which can be found on howtobuildabigteamfast.com. And we did a whole series on that. Now we're teaching through how to build a team biblically, how to build a team biblically. And we covered in the first session about Psalm 126, 5 and 6. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy. So number one, you got to sow. He that goeth forth, number two, you got to go, and weepeth, number three, you got to show compassion, right? Bearing precious seeds shall doubtless come again. And then you're going to grow, bringing the sheaves with him, and then you're going to glow. Because when you bring that team, you're going to glow. There's going to be a glow about you. So that's God's guaranteed way of building a team, building a church, build whatever it is. So today we're going to talk about another principle, and from another passage here in John chapter number 4. Many of you know the story of the woman at the well. John 4:4 says he must needs go through Samaria. And the reason he must needs go through Samaria, he just got done preaching John 3:16 gospel, whosoever will. And see, the Jews hated the Gentiles, but they especially hated the Samaritans. Because in 722 BC, the Assyrians averged on to Israel, took the poorest of captivity, and intermingled. They had an intermarriage, and so half-breed, half-Jew, half-Gentile. And by the way, these Assyrians, so they're dark-skinned folks, and half-Jew, half-Gentile, half-Jew, and these dark-skinned folks. And so in the Bible, the worst thing you could call somebody was a Samaritan. As a matter of fact, they said about Jesus, say we not well, thou art a devil, and thou art a Samaritan, and hast the devil. So again, the Jews hated. So whenever a Jew went from Judea to Galilee, instead of going the straight route right in the midst, no, they would go a long way around the Jabbok River and so forth, up back around. But not Jesus. Why? Because he just preached this John 3:16 gospel. Now he's going to demonstrate, which, by the way, if you're going to build a team biblically, you need to reach everybody, my friend. You don't prejudge people. You don't think, well, because the color of their skin, or because they're female, because they're male, because they're tall, because they're, because they're rich, because they're whatever. No. You don't judge people. You just go, my friend. You got to talk to people. But anyway, and he talks to this woman, and it's an amazing story here in John chapter number 4. And let me just read some of this. Let me see here. And so watch this. So he must needs go through Samaria. Verse 5, then cometh him a woman there in Samaria near Sychar, near the partial ground, and Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Jacob's well was there. Jesus, therefore, being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well, and for it was about the 6th hour. Now, most of the women came in the daytime, but this woman, because she was a fallen woman, and you'll see here, she had to come later on. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Jesus said to her, give me the drink. For his disciples were gone away. Verse 9, then said the woman of Samaria to him, how is it that thou, being a Jew, ask a drink of me? For the Jews, get this now, have no dealings with the Samaritans. Like, by the way, I got these blue blocker glasses on. My eyes were starting to hurt a little bit. And somebody told me, oh, when you're on a computer all day, or a lot of, and so, man, this has been working like a champ. So I've never wore glasses in my life. I always had 20/10 vision. But now I guess because the gray hair is coming in, this hoary head, this is a crown here. But anyway, so that's where the glasses, but they do help also with this. So how is it thou, being a Jew, ask drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. And Jesus answered, said to her, if thou knewest the gift of God, oh, I love this. If thou knewest the gift of God, and who it was that said thee, give me to drink, thou wouldst have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. The woman said to him, sir, I have nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. The woman said to him, sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, the water is deep. From hence then hast thou this living water? Art thou greater than our father Jacob? I can answer that. Yes, he is, which gave us the well, and drink thereof himself and his children. Jesus answered, said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water, get this now, shall thirst again. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, but shall have a spring of water springing up until everlasting life. Verse 15. There's a bunch of more folks coming in here. Verse 15. The woman said to him, sir, give me to drink, that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. Jesus said to her, watch this, go, call thy husband and come hither. And the woman answered and said, I have no husband. Jesus said to her, thou hast well said, I have no husband, for thou hast had 5 husbands, and he who thou now hast is not thy husband. In other words, you shacked up with somebody now. You've been married and divorced 5 times. You shacked up with somebody now. And the woman said to him, Sir, I perceive thou art a prophet. And then she's going to try to argue. Here's this religious argument. Well, our fathers worship in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Watch this now. This is John chapter number 4, verse number 21. Jesus said to her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship, you know not what. You know not what you worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is, that the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in truth. The woman said, I know that Messiah is coming. Now listen now, which is Messiah is coming, which is called Christ. When he is come, he will tell us all things. Jesus said to her, I that speak unto thee am he. Whoa, can you imagine that? And upon this, let's see here. Wait a minute. And upon this, the disciples came and marveled that he talked with the woman, yet no man said, What seekest thou, nor why talkest thou with her? Verse 28, the woman then left her water pot. She got so excited. She left her water pot, went to the city, said to the men, verse 29, Come, see a man, which told me all things that ever I did. Is not this the Christ? And verse 30 says, and they went out from the city and came unto him. Wow, wow, wow. Verse 39, end of chapter 4. And many of the Samaritans of that city believed on him for the saying of the woman, which testify, he told me all that ever I did. See, this is so powerful. So Jesus meets this woman. By the way, this woman, this was a fallen woman. She couldn't get her water during a regular time. She had to come later on when the sun was at its zenith and it's hot. Because she was a fallen woman, she was the despised woman. But guess what? Jesus doesn't despise anybody. And you shouldn't despise people either, my friend. You never know. You just never know that one you overlook is the one, my friend, that's connected, the one that will put into practice, the one, my friend, who can bring many people. And that's what we're about to see here. So this woman, after she finds out Jesus says, I'm the Messiah, I'm he, she gets so excited, she drops her pots. Can you see her? By the way, why in the world did she drop her pot when, by the way, she made her, that was the living. She had to have water, but he just promised her living water. And she's like, okay, I received that. So now she leaves her pot. She gets so excited. She runs in the city. She says, listen, come see a man, which told me. And guess what? The Bible says they came. And guess what? Almost the whole city, listen, you talk about building a team and building a team fast. Almost the whole city immediately came out to hear Jesus because of this one woman, not just a woman, this fallen woman. Not just a fallen woman, somebody been married, divorced 5 times, shacked up. I'm saying, listen, this woman had no credentials whatsoever. And so I like to put it this way. If she can, anybody can. Come on, somebody, come on, put that in the chat. I said, if she can, listen, if she could bring almost the whole city. Matter of fact, the disciples, first they marveled that Jesus talked to her, and then they marveled that she brought almost the whole city. Because by the way, he had given them, he's going to give them an injunction to go in the world and preach the gospel to everybody. But guess what, my friend? This one woman brings almost the whole city. Wouldn't you like to have one woman like that, my friend, on your team that would bring almost the whole city to your team? You talking about building a team and building it fast. So this woman did it. Watch this. If she can, anybody can. She had no, get this now. She had nothing good going for her. She was despised. She was rejected. But guess what? She, my friend, bought almost the whole city. Think about this now. Think about this now. In other words, she built a team. She bought a whole team of people. She bought a whole slew of people. And listen, my friend, to the Lord. And that's, in essence, my friend, what building a team is all about, is being a problem solver, is having a company with a concept, a product, a service, a smart contract, whatever it is, that solves somebody's problems. And you just get the people, my friend, and you connect the people that have a problem to the solution. You connect the people that have a situation with a solution, my friend. And that's what she did. She says, everybody needs to know this guy. He made me feel special. He didn't look down on me like everybody else. Sure, he called me out, but guess what? He is incredible. And I've got to tell the world, and that's what she did. And guess what? The whole world came. So if she could do it, surely you could build a team bigger, better, and faster than ever before. 3 tools that she used real quickly. 3 tools. Number 1, she used the tool of excitement. Write that down, excitement. You see, my friend, here's what happens. So many times when people get started, that they're excited at first, and then excitement starts to die down after a while. And people say, you got to, and they made me think when I first got started in this industry, it's like, man, you're like ignorance on fire. Guess what? And they were right. I didn't know a thing about hardly anything, but I knew one thing, my friend, this thing did something for me. Come on now. And this woman didn't know much. She'd never been to Sunday school. She'd never been baptized. She none of this, my friend. Guess what? But guess what? She was used to bring almost the whole city, almost instantly, as long as it took to go to the city and come back. And she was telling them, come. And they started coming and coming and coming, and almost the whole city came. My goodness, this is powerful. One woman building a big team fast. So what tools does she use? I said, number 1, the tool of excitement. You see, my friend, there's something about excitement. There's something about an attraction to excitement, that energy, that power. And so many times people, when they get started, you're excited, but guess what? But a lot of times we're ignorance on fire. And here's the danger. People think you have to choose between being ignorance on fire or knowledge on ice. So first you didn't know anything, but you're excited. Now you've learned all the comp plans, you know the products inside out, but guess what? Now you're deader than yesterday's doornail. Hello, somebody. And now I'm beginning. You remember you used to be able to attract people, but now you can't seem to attract anybody. You know why? Because you fell for the trap. You said, well, ignorance on fire. I don't want to be that anymore. I don't want to be ignorant. And so now your knowledge on ice. Guess what? Dr. Breakthrough says, you don't have to choose. In the kingdom, it's not either or, it's both and. So guess what? You get to be like I am, and that is what? Knowledge on fire. Oh, come on, somebody. Come on in the chat. Can somebody talk to me in this chat? Is this good or is this good or is this super good? Come on now. I said, listen, you don't have to decide between being ignorance on fire or knowledge on ice. You can be knowledge on fire so you can burn brighter and know why you're burning and burn longer, my friend. And so listen, this woman, number 1, the tool of excitement, my friend, she got so excited, she left her water pot. She got so excited, she took off running. Thank you very much, Regina. She got so excited, she's like, man, everybody needs to know him. Everybody needs to meet him. We've been hearing about this Messiah. He's here. Guess what? Everybody ought to need your product or your service. Everybody ought to need that smart contract that allows them to make money. Everybody needs, listen, my friend, and you need to get back to being excited again, my friend. Why? Because that excitement has a power to draw people. That excitement is like fire. And by the way, one of the things I've often prayed is like, Lord, let me be like Samson. Samson took 300 foxtails, tied their tails together, lit them on fire, and everywhere they went, my friend, they put everything they brushed up against, they put it on fire, my friend. And I'm telling you, my friend, I am telling you that people try to make you, well, just settle down a little bit. You're being too excited. Honey, if you knew what I knew, if you've been through what I've been through, if you met who I met, if you've been part of this company and this product and this comp plan, this smart contract, the way it pays, the way it blesses people, you can't help but tell somebody, you can't help but be excited. You know why? This woman said, wait a minute, we've been hearing about the Messiah and I get to meet him face to face. I bet there's some other folks want to meet him. And she wouldn't have told them, my friend. See, listen, she wasn't trying to get them to do her deal. She was trying to get them to the deal. She just pointed. And guess what, my friend? That's one of the powerful principles. Listen, that's one of the powerful principles I'm going to get on another day. And that is this. If you can point, you can get paid. Oh, come on, somebody, because that's all she did. She pointed them to the Lord. She wasn't much. She was despised. She was rejected. Guess what? But guess what? When she told them the good news, they said, what? The Messiah, he's here. Are you serious? We've heard about him all our lives. And they said, okay, where? And she said, come on, he's here in the city. And can you imagine? Can you imagine this woman coming and all these people behind them and the disciples shaking their head and saying, wait a minute, wait. How in the world did she do that? I tell you how. because she wasn't used to being around the Messiah like you were. She wasn't used to it. She didn't get familiar. It was new to her. It was exciting to her. Number one, she used the tool of excitement. Excitement, my friend. That's like being on fire. I like what old John Wesley said. They said, why do so many people come to hear you preach? Because guess what? His preaching was so hot, they kicked him out of the established Church of England. And he preached from his father's tombstone, from a cemetery. And they had more people to hear him preach from the cemetery that would go inside a beautiful church. John Wesley, they said, what's the secret? He said, simple. I just put myself on fire and people come watch me burn. Ooh, did you hear me? Come on. Somebody put that in the chat. He said, I put myself on fire and people come watch me burn. When you get on fire, my friend, for that company you're part of, when you get on fire for that product you have, when you get on fire for that smart contract, when you get on fire because of what the comp plan can do for people, when you get on fire for what the purpose and mission, when you get back on fire, somebody allowed you to put your fire out. You don't, again, have to choose between ignorance on fire or knowledge on ice. You can be both and be knowledge on fire, my friend. It's time to ask God, God, put me on fire again. If you want to build a team, my friend, you got to be like this woman. Listen, you got to be like this woman. And number one, the tool of excitement. Number two, the tool of experience. Write that down. Come on. The tool of experience. Hey, thank you, Sister Smith. Come on. Anita says, yeah, God, put me on fire. That's right. The tool of experience. Watch this, my friend. And by the way, I said to folks in my 21-day, I'm running a 21-day financial breakthrough challenge. I was like, look, we don't chase money, but rather we chase God. And when we chase God, Matthew 6:33, God causes the money and blessings to chase us. Come on, somebody. Ooh, can I say that again? You probably ought to write that in the chat. I said, we don't chase money, but rather we chase God. But when we chase God, Matthew 6:33, he causes the money and the blessings to follow, according to Deuteronomy 28:2, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee. See, some of y'all are running after money so much, the blessing and the money can't catch you. But when you run after God, come on now, when you're hungry for God, then God, my friend, causes the blessings and money to follow you. But this woman, again, she used the tool, number one, of excitement. Number two, she used the tool of experience. The most powerful thing in the world, my friend, is this book. That's why I'm teaching you principles right from the book. And the second most powerful thing is what? Your testimonial, your personal testimonial, meaning what happened to you, not stories. See, somebody says stories, facts tell, stories sell. Well, Dr. Breakthrough likes to tweak that a little bit. Facts tell, but testimonial sell. See, we got too many people in the home-based business telling stories, all lies. No, the truth is enough. Come on, say it with me. The truth is enough. You ain't got to try to exaggerate. No, the truth is enough, my friend. So watch this. This woman had experience, and she said, I'm going to tell what happened to me. You see, my friend, this one product that, because I used to travel 320 days a year, lived off 3.5 hours sleep a night, I'm working, and I heard when I was in college, burn out for God, and guess what? It happened. I don't think that's what God intended. I collapsed. Anyway, woke up with a doctor looking at me, and to make a long story short, I got started on this product, my friend, and it changed my life. Matter of fact, it changed my life so much, people started saying, Doc, what happened, man? You were like the strongest person we know. And then you were like a walking dead man. Now you got all this energy, like what happened? And I was a guy that was totally against network marketing, totally against home-based business, because my pastor, who I respected, was against it. And I figured if he against it, I'm against it. He older, he wiser. Well, little did I know, he didn't understand because I found it right in the book. Jesus told him, go out 2 by 2. He had 12 on the success line, and one of them was, but anyway, watch this, my friend. So make a long story short, I'm saying the tool of excitement, but the tool of experience. See, when you have an experience, my friend, you got something to be excited about. When you got a testimonial, it took you from here to there. When you got a testimonial, my friend, where one company I got started, and literally in my first 30 days, I made over, my goal was to do $20,000. I ended up doing $30,000, right? You get excited. You got to tell people, my friend, listen, the tool of excitement, but the tool of experience. Nobody can negate a personal experience. And by the way, in the Bible, it says they overcame them by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. In other words, what happened to you? What did it do for you? And when you take your product, when you leverage the smart contract, when you leverage the system, I'm saying you got to get an experience, my friend. So whatever that thing is, if it's a health problem, whatever it is, you got to get an experience of what it's done for you. And then you got to learn this to tell your story well, tell your story often, my friend. Why? Because facts tell, but stories sell. And more importantly, testimonial stories sell. And let that testimonial sell. Many companies I got started with, and I'll be up all night long. My wife's like, baby, aren't you going to come rest? No, baby. I got to create a story, because once I create my testimonial story, I'm going to sell that bad boy. One company was just $25. It was a $25 2x2, $25, right? Man, I made $1,145 in my first 24 hours with a $25 program. When I started sharing that with people, what do you think happened? That thing, by the way, that's the company I end up exploding. Personally, was sponsoring 989, 88 people, whatever it was, that exploded in 6.5 years, all the way up to 1.5 million. And there was only 2.2 million in the whole company, 1.5 million on my team. Listen carefully. Listen. Why? Because I had an experience. I wasn't just excited, but I had an experience. I had something to be excited about. Come on now. I'm saying, listen, you gotta use that. This woman, how does she bring almost the whole city? How does she bring, like verse 39? And many of the Samaritans believed on him for the saying of the woman. Number one, she was excited. She said something with excitement. But number two, she had an experience. And when you have experience, they can downplay your excitement. But guess what? When you have experience, you can say, believe me or don't believe me, don't matter to me. I know what happened to me. How many of y'all ever, with a company, a product, a service, a comp plan or something, you had an experience, my friend, something that changed your life, or something you was able to use to help change somebody else's life? You can't take that away. You can't argue that away. Have you ever had that? Have you ever had that? It's life-changing. Man, my time's running out. I got to hurry. I'm saying this woman bought almost the whole city. I'm saying if she can, anybody can. Why? Because you could use the same tools. Number one, the tool of excitement. Number two, the tool of experience. Number three, here it is. Ready? The tool of expectancy. Come on now. Can somebody put these 3 points in the chat? Y'all got to talk to me. Y'all just watching me. I don't need no spectators. I need some participators. Come on now. Y'all gonna make me work like this. You ain't gonna help a brother out. All right, here we go. Number one, come on, put those 3 things. Number one, the tool of what? Excitement. Good. Number two, the tool of what? Experience. Good. Number 3, the tool of what? Expectancy. Hey, watch this. The reason, get this now, she dropped her water pot. She was excited. She had met the Messiah. It's like, man, she told him. As a matter of fact, she said, come see a man that told me all that ever I did. She had an experience, but watch this, number 3. She had expectancy. The reason she left her water pot, because she knew she was coming back. I can imagine her saying, when the Messiah come, and he's like, well, I, the speaking to thee, am he. What? You're him. And she went running. Hey, everybody. Hey, he's here. He's here, the Messiah. The one we heard about. He's here. I got to meet him. He treated me like I was a human being. He didn't look down on me. He treated me with respect and dignity. I'm saying, listen, the tool of excitement, the tool of experience, the tool of expectancy. She left her water pots because she knew she would be back. And she knew she was bringing some people with her. See, you know why sometimes you can't build? Because you don't expect to anymore. You've got enough no's that, you know what? You started expecting the no's. You got enough of the quote unquote rejection. You started expecting the rejection. In the beginning, you expected them to say yes. And after getting some no's, and by the way, listen carefully. Listen. I got a whole training called How to Never Get Another No Again. I talk about it in my book, How to Build a Big Team Fast, right? And first of all, you can't reject me, because guess what? If you say no, you ain't the one I was looking for anyway. I'm expecting to find the ones, like a guy open up oysters. Guess what? Open up oysters. He's not looking for oysters. He's looking for pearl. And when he opens up an oyster, there's no pearl. He doesn't get rejected. Said, man, you know, he says, that ain't the one I'm looking for. throw it aside. He's shucking another one. Nothing there, throw it aside. Why? He's not looking for oysters. He's looking for the pearl, but he doesn't know where the pearl is. So he's got to check out all the oysters. That's where that 6-foot rule come from. That's where I started just talking to everything. Listen, people say, who you talk to? Everything that's breathing. Because everybody needs what I got. They might not say yes to it, but everybody needs. And so all I got to do is check them out real quick. And sometimes it doesn't take long to find, oh, no, you ain't the one I'm looking for. You ain't looking for me. I'm not looking for you. Expectancy. I'm expecting people to say yes. Y-E-S. You expect success. Yes. You experience success. Yes. You empower success. Yes. We need some, and listen, my friend, we need some more yes men and yes women, my friend, who'll say yes to your success and say yes to your expectations and say, you know what? I'm not going to lower my life and my experience to my expectations. I'm going to raise my experience to meet my high expectations because I expect to build a team because I know I got an answer. How many of you know you have an answer, your company, your product, your smart contract, your comp plan? How many of y'all know you got an answer for somebody's problem? Come on, put in the chat, talk to me. Are you part of a company? Are you part of a smart contract? Are you part of something, my friend? Do you have a digital asset? Do you have something that solves a problem for people? Come on, if you have it, put in there, absolutely yes. Oh, Anita said absolutely yes. Okay, if you got one and we do, why shouldn't we get excited and fired up again? If you have one, my friend, why not have an experience and then expectancy? Expectancy. See, guess what, my friend? I expect people to show up and hear me teach. I expect people, when they hear me teach, to have a breakthrough. You know why a lot of breakthroughs happen? Because I expect them. Write this down. You get what you expect. Expect little, get little. Expect much, get much, my friend. But you have got to get back to raising your expectancy. Stop lowering your expectancy to meet your experience. Raise your experience to eventually meet your expectations. Is this good or is this good or is this super good? So this woman, John chapter 4, went and got almost the whole city, according to John 4:39, almost the whole city. One woman with the 12, listen, what the 12 disciples couldn't do. One woman. Why? Because she was excited. She used the tool of excitement. One woman, she leveraged the tool of experience. She said, I got experience. I met the master. Would you like to meet the master? Would you like to meet? Oh my. And then she used the tool of expectancy. She said, man, everybody, I know everybody wants to meet him. Everybody on I am expecting these. She said, oh, I'm gonna leave my water pot. Don't worry, I'll be right back. I got to tell somebody. And she was expecting, my friend, she was expecting these people to come back. And guess what? They came. They came. They came. My mama, I told you a story many times. I want to tell it again. I just like hearing it myself. I'm gonna close out. Got in trouble at school. Mama put me, when you're about to get kicked out of public school, you know you're bad. Put us in the Catholic school to try to reform us. She barely had any money as it's doing, and no man helped her out. And anyway, put us in, she worked 2 jobs, tried to take care of us, so she was never home. And when she was home, she was sleeping. And so, listen, I was at the Catholic school, 2 boys jumped me. I'll never forget the Kennard brothers. And we're friends now to this day, and friends on Facebook. They jumped me, I ended up beating them up. The nuns didn't see them hitting me, nuns just saw me hitting them. And man, they would take your knuckles, beat you with a ruler. Well, I've been in enough trouble. They said, this is it. They kicked me out of school. Get out. I came home, my mom was like, what are you doing? She was sleeping. She's like, what are you doing at home? I said, I got kicked out of school. And she said, boy, you about to drive me to an early grave. I'm raising you boys without no man to help me. And then all of a sudden something hit her. I know what it was. It was the Spirit of God. And then all of a sudden she went from her complaining and she started crying. And she said, but you know what, Stan? And she started crying. She said, I know one day you're going to make me proud of you. I just know you are. Man, I was like, and I said to myself, I'll never get in trouble another day in school in my life. And by the grace of God, I never did. Graduated, top of my class, who's who, high school, best dress, pastor's pet, because I went to a Christian school, transferred Christian school. But anyway, went off to college, graduated, top of the class, dean's list, who's who, and all that kind of stuff. Became a professor. But anyway, traveling, speaking all over the world. And one day, my mom was with me when I was speaking somewhere, and she's like, Stan, she's like, can I tell you something? I said, yes, Mom. She's like, I'm just honored to know a man of your stature. I'm like, Mom, what are you talking about? I said, Mom, you're just reaping what you sowed. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, you sowed those words of belief and expectation. You said you knew that one day I was going to make you proud of me. And I said, when I saw that I broke your heart, I said, I'll never do that again. And I said, she's right. I'm going to make her proud of me. And my mom's expectation broke me out of being average. And I'm going to tell you, when you build a team, if you can have expectation, if people, my friend, I'm telling you, yes, sometimes it's going to be dashed, and yes, sometimes it won't go like you, but my friend, you just got to keep on with those high expectations. Because when you use like this woman did, excitement, experience, and expectation, listen, you can't help but build a team bigger, better, and faster than ever before. So what time is it? It's breakthrough time. So make sure you go by the website, www.howtobuildabigteamfast.com. Get the book, my friend. It'll bless you. It'll bless you. And then there's a free book on money. First guy ever led to the Lord many years ago, Myron Golden. Now Dr. Myron Golden is from the trash man to the cash man, how anyone can get rich starting from anywhere. And so I'll put it in the chat, but it's just www.freebookandtrialoffer.com. So you want to get the book, free book and trial offer. He has a 2-week to success, a Bible Success Academy. It's normally $27 a month. They'll give you 2 weeks free. So just make sure you cancel before the 2 weeks. They won't charge a card. If for any reason they happen, you forget, just let them know, hey, I'm Dr. Breakthrough, and they'll make sure they refund your money. But all you do is pay the shipping of this book. And again, this is a book that I called Myron, said, Myron, get on the plane. I knocked a hole in heaven. I just signed a $1.5 million contract. Me and, oh man, what's his name? Chuck Norris, a couple of, anyway, had some different speaking things and whatever. And this group, by the way, had supposed to have 5,000 people for me to speak to, and they ended up having 10,000. So they have two different, not services, but 2 different sessions. Anyway, so I said, Myron, fly down, introducing the CEO. The CEO bought 100,000 copies of this book, just stroked a check for several hundred thousands of dollars. I'm telling you, this book will change your life about money, okay? And Myron used to make $6.25 an hour as a trash truck driver. I've seen him in 45 minutes do $3.2 million worth of sales, selling somebody else's stuff. You want to get that, okay? And you definitely want to get How to Build a Big Team Fast. And if you don't have a Bible, you want a Bible because that's our textbook, okay? So, hey, I believe in you, and I'm expecting you to build a team bigger, better than ever before.